welcome to VOP News Updates. I'm Moses Humphrey. Now, the National Emergency Management Agency, NEMA, has stated that 17 bodies were recovered by rescue operators after a boat carrying 104 persons capsized in Taraba State. It also disclosed that 12 persons have also been rescued. The boat capsized on Saturday in the Benue River with over 100 people, mostly local traders, including women and children, returning from the Mayorenero fish market in Ado Kola local government en route to Binari in Karim Lamido local government area, all in Taraba State. Speaking in an interview on Monday, the Director of Emergency Services at NEMA, Bashiru Gaga, mentioned that rescue operations are still ongoing. Some of the victims have been buried by the riverside at Mayorenero in Binari. Meanwhile, Nigerian security operatives have killed a notorious bandit who terrorizes communities in northwest Nigeria. Ahmed Idris, a spokesperson to Kebbi Governor Nasiru Idris, disclosed this in an interview in a statement made early on Tuesday. He stated that the bandit, nicknamed Mai Nasari, was killed in a security operation at Sangeko Forest in Kebbi State. 5 suspected members of Mai Nasari's gang were also arrested during the operation. Idris disclosed that Abdulrahman Usman, Director of Security at the Cabinet Office, Benin Kebbi, revealed the success story. While applauding the gallant efforts of the security personnel in fighting crimes and criminalities in the state, especially in the southern part of Kebbi, Usman appealed to people to give the personnel all the necessary support and cooperation to succeed. Moves by 24 members of the Rivers State House of Assembly to impeach Governor Siminalayi Fubara resulted in turbulence in the state on Monday, as the governor's loyalists stormed the assembly complex in protest against the plot. Now, this came after the bombing of the State House of Assembly located along Moscow Road in Port Harcourt by suspected arsonists on Sunday. A section of the chamber was damaged and some properties were destroyed. It was gathered that Sunday's explosion at the assembly was to prevent the lawmakers from carrying out their planned impeachment, but the men of the fire service successfully put out the fire. The lawmakers, who were believed to be loyal to the immediate past Rivers State Governor and Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Nyesom Wike, had signed an impeachment notice against the embattled governor early on Monday morning. The development resulted in the deployment of security operatives in the assembly complex and other locations in Port Harcourt, the state capital, sparking tension and fear about a possible eruption of violence in the state. The President of the Senate says with careful planning and execution, Nigeria can meet the Organization of Petroleum Exporting Countries OPEC quota of 1.8 million barrels per day. Well, Godswill Akpabio spoke at the National Assembly Complex building workshop organized by the Independent Petroleum Producers Group, IPPG, and the Oil Producers Trade Section, OPTS, on Monday in Abuja. Represented by Senate Committee Chairman, Petroleum Upstream, Etang Williams, he expressed satisfaction that the crude oil output hit 1.35 million barrels per day in September. Now this, he said, was 14% higher than the figure for August and the highest figure so far in 2023. He also disclosed that the determination and effort of the federal government yielded this dividend and had given hope that Nigeria could attain the OPEC quota with careful planning. He was optimistic that the engagement between the National Assembly and key oil and gas industry players would help Nigeria to move on a path that would bring progress and development to the people. Controversial singer Abdulaziz Fashola, alias Naira Marley, and Lagos socialite Samson Eletu, alias Sam Larry, have filed a fundamental rights suit to challenge their continued detention over the death of 27-year-old singer Ilerioluwa Aloba, popularly known as Mohbad. Now joined as defendants in the suit filed before the Federal High Court in Lagos were the police and the Lagos Magistrate. Adeola Olatubosun, who ordered their remand in police custody for 21 days. Naira Marley and Sam Larry are each demanding 20 million naira damages from the defendants. In the suit filed through their lawyer, Mr. Olaleko Ojo, SAN, they are urging the court to declare that the continued detention at the homicide section of the Lagos State Police Command, Banti, Yaba, Lagos, since October 4, 2023, constituted a violation of their rights. They are seeking an order of the court releasing the applicants forthwith. In business now, the federal government on Monday approved a 2.18 trillion naira supplementary budget for the 2023 fiscal year. Now, this would fund urgent issues including national defense and security. The supplementary funding was also targeted at providing welfare packages for workers and Nigerians at large. The Minister of the Budget and Economic Planning, Abubakar Bagudu, disclosed the details of the funding to State House correspondents at the end of this week's Federal Executive Council meeting. President Bola Tinubu chaired the meeting at the Aso Rock Villa. Bagudu explained the underpinnings of the 400 billion naira cash transfer payment the council approved, saying, "You may recall that the federal government secured $800 million loan from the World Bank to pay cash transfers of 25,000 naira to 15 million households. Well, the $800 million is for 2 months, October and November." In the foreign scene, Israel's Prime Minister stated on Monday that Israel would not agree to a ceasefire of hostilities with Hamas in the Gaza Strip and would press ahead with its plan to wipe out the group. Benjamin Netanyahu disclosed that all wars have unintended civilian casualties, and Israel's assault on Gaza, which Hamas controls, was a battle between civilization and barbarism, calling on allies to back Israel. At a news conference in Tel Aviv, Netanyahu's defense minister, Yoav Gallant, and his minister of strategic affairs, Ron Dermer, also addressed journalists. While Dermer revealed that Israel's coordination with the United States in its fight with Hamas was unprecedented in history, and that its relationship with Russia was complicated. Gallant noted that in the occupied West Bank, only the Israeli army and police were authorized to use force. And that's the news update on VOP TV. We'd like you to subscribe and engage us on YouTube. It's Voice of the People TV, and on other social media channels we are at VOP TV Live. I'm Moses Humphrey. Good morning.